Tonight on KGW News, the new video that shows how a fight and chase led up to a deputy shooting and killing a suspect. Plus,
this last-second Hail Mary process is just bad.
Down to the deadline as Democrats try a funding compromise no one seems to like. Then,
yeah, that seems like quite a big jump.
How Portland is about to break a nationwide ride-sharing record that could cost you. And later,
sleep. All time sleep.
Hear from the newest trailblazer as the team and fans welcome him after his shocking draft debut. A very good evening, everyone. We begin at 11 with a very big day in Salem that's now stretching late into the night. Right now, lawmakers are cramming through bills, hoping to end the session before midnight and perhaps hang on to their weekend. Let's give you a live look from the House, where lawmakers are waiting to vote after one of the most contentious pieces of legislation, the nearly $12 billion transportation package, died because it did not have the votes. They're now hoping to salvage a few parts of what Republicans call the largest tax hike in state history as part of a much smaller package. Catherine Cook's live at the state capitol tonight with more on the effort. Catherine, seems like things are changing minute to minute there.
Yeah, and breaking news here, David, the legislature will adjourn with no funding to transportation. That is because HB 3402, a vote to move it for a third reading today failed, so that pushes it to tomorrow. However, if they sine die, which it appears they're preparing to do, that piece of legislation will fail. Now, it has been a long day, last couple of days, really, in fact, as lawmakers have really tried to cobble together a lot of different things for transportation. That so-called backup plan, HB 3402, was lawmakers' Hail Mary, originally filed in January around speed bumps. Today, amendments changed it into a super stripped-down version of HB 2025. Lawmakers held a committee hearing on it this evening before moving it forward. The Democratic amendment adds a relatively small gas tax increase that would have put 3 cents per gallon. That's compared to the 12-cent per gallon hike proposed in HB 2025. The Republican amendment directed ODOT to decrease weight mile tax rates for truckers every 2 years to keep them proportional to car tax rates. That was one of Republicans' biggest demands for the transportation package. Governor Tina Kotek testified in support of Democrats' proposed amendment, but almost no one else appeared supportive during public testimony.
No one is arguing that this solution is sufficient. It is a Band-Aid in every sense of the word. It leaves communities and local governments who are relying on state funds empty-handed. This bill does nothing new for transit, and we know that our local transit services are already facing significant financial headwinds.
I agree with some of what Governor Kotek said. There was a lot of work put into this. And we certainly don't want to be here in a Hail Mary process in the last waning hours of the session. The one thing that I'd like to point out that she didn't is that it also lacked bipartisanship.
We reached out to ODOT tonight after all of this took place to see where this leaves them. As you may remember earlier, ODOT told us that without legislative action, they would need to lay off 600 staff members. Again, 3402 failing to move forward tonight. Back to you.
Well, we'll see, Catherine, if they end the session tonight or try and hang on for tomorrow or Sunday. Has to wrap up by the end of Sunday, midnight into Monday at the latest. Either way, safe to say a big blow for Democrats in Salem today. Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate it. Let's get to breaking news now in Southeast Portland, where dozens of police officers are on scene investigating a shooting. This is near Southeast 148th and Stark in the parking lot of a strip mall. The shooting was reported around 9:45 tonight. We're working to learn how many people were hurt and how badly, and if police have a suspect. As you can see, roads are blocked off in the area. There's a few ambulances there as well. We'll update you as we learn more. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, Oregon State Police are looking for information about an overnight shooting on I-5 in Marion County. Troopers say a passenger in one vehicle shot at another in the southbound lanes near milepost 264 around midnight in what they call a road rage shooting. Police say the shooter was wearing a ski mask and riding in a lighter colored Dodge Journey. The other car sustained damages, but no one was hurt. The suspect arrested for randomly stabbing another person in the Montevilla neighborhood has now appeared in court. We'll show you some video of the encounter Thursday morning on Southeast 91st near Stark. Police say the man with the knife is 24-year-old Michael Kashkash. I know the audio is a little disturbing there. The victim was stabbed in the torso and is recovering in the hospital.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning, definitely concerning, having it, not even a block away from me.
And it's very rare. We just don't see, crimes like this that are just random like that happening very often.
Well, the suspect has pleaded not guilty to charges of assault and unlawful use of a weapon. Authorities have not publicly identified the victim. And a judge has sentenced a Gresham man to 6.5 years in prison for a violent carjacking attempt. 31-year-old Jesus Arsenio Molina pleaded guilty to robbery and assault charges. In December, prosecutors say Molina stabbed an 86-year-old man 3 times at a Fred Meyer after trying to steal his Porsche. The victim survived that attack. Tonight, Multnomah County prosecutors have determined that a sheriff's deputy was justified in his actions when he shot and killed a man in Gresham. Alma McCarty's been reviewing the court documents and the video evidence. Alma?
Well, David, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, they do not yet have body-worn cameras, so the evidence the DA's office went through includes surveillance cameras on buildings and homes and body camera footage from Gresham officers. A warning, some of the images may be difficult to see, but we are pausing the video before shots are fired.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
You called, the guy's got a gun. It's Northeast 162nd.
Northeast 162nd and Gleason in Gresham. A camera facing the Cameron Park Apartments captured 2 people, brothers, fighting in the street.
No, don't do it! Don't do it!
This, one of many 911 calls about the incident on June 13th. Gresham Police and the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office responded, looking to track down the suspect wielding the weapon.
There's so many people out here, there's kids out here. Just get the cops here.
Officials say the suspect, later identified as Ladarius Collins, pistol whipped and threatened his brother with a handgun before taking off.
Hey, put your hands up! Hands up!
Gresham Police soon caught up with him and his girlfriend, running through backyards and over fences.
Put your hands up! Put down or shoot! Put your hands up! Put down!
A Multnomah County deputy, hearing that Collins made another run for it, went to catch him on Northeast 168th. As shown in ring camera video, the deputy parked his car and drew his gun, telling Collins to get on the ground. But according to officials, the suspect raised his handgun and pointed it at the deputy. Investigators say that deputy fired 6 shots, hitting Collins in the shoulder. He died not long after at the hospital. After reviewing this and other evidence, Multnomah County prosecutors determined the deputy will not face criminal charges and called the use of deadly force justified. In Multnomah County, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Tonight, the Washington County Sheriff's Office is working to return stolen jewelry to its rightful owners. Earlier this month, detectives say they recovered stolen necklaces, watches, and jewelry boxes from a Southwest Portland home. Hundreds of items have yet to be claimed. The Sheriff's Office says you can prove ownership through detailed descriptions of the items with photos or receipts. All right, let's take a live look outside on this Friday night. What we hope is the end of the June gloom, with the summer sunshine about to make its triumphant return. We need it. Celine Stevens tracking that in your weather impact forecast. Happy Friday, Celine.
Happy Friday, David. Yeah, it should be for now, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to burn off all those clouds and temperatures are going to be going up. We're almost there. Right now, temperatures sitting at 64 degrees, those winds blowing at 7 miles per hour. The clouds started to break up just a little bit just before sunset. Again, that continues into Saturday. And so looking at our temperatures across the map, we're seeing 64 in Troutdale, 64 in Vancouver, lots of 60s. Today, in fact, we did get up into the 70s, a couple degrees warmer than yesterday. Along the coast right now, temperatures have dipped into the 50s. We're at 55 in Newport, 57 in Tillamook, 65 degrees in Salem right about now. And so here's what we have coming for us. As we get into tomorrow, we're looking at 12 p.m. We're going to see those clouds finally start to burn off. So remember, we're seeing some clouds in the morning. By around noon, they start to burn off. And then by the evening, we should be dealing with clear skies. And that'll stick around through Sunday, even into Monday. And those temperatures are going to be rising with it. So we're actually going to see our temperatures reach into the upper 70s. By tomorrow, we should be hitting around 78 degrees. It's a mostly sunny day once once that cloud coverage burns off, we get to Sunday. That's when we have our first sunny and hot day hitting the upper 80s. And Monday is the big day everyone's waiting for. We should be seeing temperatures in the low 90s. And next week for 4th of July looks even better. We'll talk about it coming up a little bit later. David?
Wow, what a change. Summer, here we come. Thanks, Celine. If you've ever used Uber or Lyft, add-on fees for ride-hailing services in the Rose City are about to jump to the highest in the nation. Investigative reporter Kyle Aboshi has been tracking these surcharges for years.
The convenience of Uber and Lyft is becoming more costly for passengers in Portland. Starting next week, riders will face a $2 surcharge for every trip, up from 65 cents. Rideshare drivers worry the steep increase could impact business.
Yeah, that seems like quite a big jump.
I'm not happy about it because I think we're going to get less people now because it's too expensive.
It is high. Yeah, I mean, it's high, and I am actually afraid that the number of rides are going to decrease.
A lot of customers nowadays getting a rental car because of that, because the prices are raising up.
The Portland City Council approved the increased fees last month in hopes it will generate $10 million to support the city's Bureau of Transportation.
We know that the Transportation Bureau is starved for money.
In a statement, Uber explained applying such an expensive fee citywide for everyday trips without any clear justification is not something we see in other markets. Some similar-sized cities don't charge any extra fees, while others charge less than $1. But at $2 per ride, Portland now has the distinction of the highest surcharge in the country, or flat rider fee that doesn't count time, distance, or surge pricing. In 2018, a KGW investigation found the city had collected more than expected in Uber and Lyft surcharges.
Right now, we have about $3 million in excess dollars.
Since then, the city of Portland has collected even more revenue.
It's happening in a lot of cities.
Sergio Avidian, senior contributor at the Rideshare Guy website, says Uber and Lyft surcharges are an attractive option for local governments looking to increase revenue.
They're cash strapped, right? It's easy. And I mean, who doesn't use rideshare services these days, right? And each trip, in Portland's case, if it's going to be $2, it amounts to massive amounts of revenue for the city.
Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.